Hey Indian Hills, this is Mrs. Sandersfeld-Miller, your teacher librarian here, and I am here with some new books. These are all books in this video that deal with mental health issues, maybe actual health issues, family issues, grief, so kind of mental health or social emotional learning topics. So this first batch of books, we have Goldfish Boy, and Goldfish Boy is about a boy who has so much anxiety and obsessive compulsive disorder that he's afraid to leave his home and he won't leave his bedroom. And one night he sees the neighbor boy outside his window and he sees something, and then the next day the neighbor boy is missing. And he's the only one that saw something, but he can't talk. He can't tell what happened because of his mental illness. And so it's all about how he deals with that and if he can be the one to help save this neighbor boy who was possibly kidnapped. Friend or Fiction is about a girl who has an imaginary friend. She writes all about her in her notebook. One day the imaginary friend becomes real, and so it's got a little bit of magical realism in there too about, what's the deal with this imaginary friend that becomes real. In Your Shoes is about a boy who has anxiety and his friend who is a girl and just kind of teen issues. Not If I Can Help It is about a girl who has some obsessive compulsive issues and her family's kind of fallen apart, and now there's going to be some new people in her family, possible remarriages and step siblings, and she's just not okay with it. So Not If I Can Help It. This one, When Friendship Followed Me Home, is about a boy who is in the foster care system when he comes across a dog, and he really, really wants to have this dog and keep this dog, but he's in the foster care system, so it's not like they usually allow foster kids to have pets. Focused is about a girl dealing with ADHD and all of the things that she has to go through and deal with because of that. Nick and June Were Here is about a girl who has schizophrenia and a boy who steals cars. And they kind of start to fall in love with each other and both have to deal with their own issues. The Boy, the Boat, and the Beast is an allegory about a boy with anxiety. So it's about a boy overcoming his fears, but it's not told in a realistic way. It's told in more of like a fantasy type of story that represents his battle with anxiety. All right, the next group of books, Just Under the Clouds, is about a girl who is dealing with a brother who has autism, and she doesn't really quite understand him or what's going on with him or how to deal with him. And so this is a book about that. You May Already Be a Winner is about a girl who is really trying hard to win a jackpot because she wants to move out of the trailer park and she doesn't want to have to stay home and watch her little sibling all the time because her mom has to work all the time. So she is trying to win this jackpot so she can change their lives. My Life in the Fish Tank. This one is about a girl whose brother has a mental illness, and then she joins or is kind of put in a lunch group where they can talk about things, and she kind of quickly realizes that it's a group of other students who have family members with mental health issues, but she's not supposed to talk about her brother to anybody. Her family says, nope, don't talk about it. There's a stigma with mental health and we can't talk about it. And so she kind of is battling with how can she be a part of this group and how can she help other people and even help herself if she's not supposed to talk about it. The Science of Breakable Things is about a girl who's trying to win an egg drop competition, once again, because she wants to win money and help her struggling family out. No Fixed Address is about a boy who is homeless. His mom kind of has some mental health issues or struggles and has trouble holding down a job, and they become homeless. The World Ends in April is about a girl whose grandfather is a doomsday prepper. So he's one of those people that thinks that the world is going to end soon, and then this kind of causes issues and deals with his mental health and issues that come up because of this. Family Game Night is about a girl whose mother is a hoarder. She has a hoarding problem, and she's always super embarrassed about the condition of her house and never lets anybody come over to her house. But now she's getting older, she's having more friends, she wants to be able to have people come to her house. So how is she going to handle that? And then these ones, Itch is a book about a boy who has a condition where his skin has lots of sores, that he's just really itchy all the time. The kids call him Itch and they make fun of him and bully him because of his skin condition. And then one day at school, something happens, an incident at lunch, and his best friend gets taken away in an ambulance, and all of a sudden everybody at school hates him and thinks that it's his fault. So this is a book about what was that incident, what happened, and how can he move forward. Just My Luck is about a boy who is just for sure that he is at fault for the accident that has caused his dad to end up in the hospital. So he's trying to make up for it. He's trying to find out a way to make things right again, and because his dad's in the hospital. Mustaches for Maddie is about a girl who is diagnosed with a brain tumor, but she just got chosen to play Juliet, which is one of the leads in the school play. And so she's just wondering if she can keep her life all together while battling a brain tumor at the same time. And then You're Ruining My Life. This one is about a girl who is diagnosed with scoliosis, which is a spine condition. And she has to wear this big, bulky back brace. And she's afraid kids are going to make fun of her and bully her because she has to wear this back brace to help correct her back condition. And this last group of books we have here deal with death and grief. So Finding Orion is kind of a road trip story about this family who is taking a road trip to a family funeral out of state, and then the road trip that happens and dealing with the loss of this family member. From You to Me is about a girl whose sister has died, and she lives in a small town, and it feels like everything is constantly changing and everybody knows everybody else's business. And so it just feels like it's really hard to work on healing from her sister's death when that's all anybody thinks about when they see her. Far Away is about a boy who lives with his aunt, and his aunt is a medium. She can talk to people from beyond, so people who are not alive in this lifetime. And so she has been helping her nephew deal with his mother's death by communicating with his mother for him. But then all of a sudden she says she can't do it anymore. And so the boy kind of starts to spiral out of control. How is he supposed to deal with his mom's death if he can't communicate with her anymore? And then Dennis Ever After is about a boy who is dead, and he's okay with it, but there's something that's just holding him in a place where he can't move on. And so there's something that he needs to remember about what happened to him, what caused his death, that he needs to figure out before he can move on. So if any of these books look good, come to the library to check them out or put them on hold to get them delivered to your English teacher.